Man, what is going on? What's going on, you guys? I'm exhausted. I'm exhausted. I'll tell you guys all about it because I'm sure you guys all want to know. Like, why is he exhausted? Where has he been? Anywho, we'll talk about all that. Good evening, my man, Geyer Digital. What's going on? You guys make sure you guys follow him. If you guys are looking for people to do graphics for your business, he does all sorts of animation stuff, you guys. All sorts of thumbnails, animations, AI stuff. Make sure you guys give Geyer Digital a follow on Instagram, X, Facebook, especially if you guys are looking for something for your company, guys. Like, he's the man to do it, like, straight up. Straight up. I'm kind of beat, so excuse me. Let me check another thing, a couple more things. Over on Facebook, what is going on? Good evening. Happy holidays, everybody. Good evening, Dave Town. Hello. Did you go to AmpFest? No. We'll talk about AmpFest, though. We will talk about AmpFest. But I did not go to AmpFest. I didn't. Yeah, we'll talk about AmpFest in a minute. Should I be bitter and upset about AmpFest? Should I be, like, bothered? I'm just asking. I'm probably not. There was too much drama at AmpFest, in my opinion. From what I saw, there was a lot of drama. Oh, man. A lot of drama at AmpFest. Why so much drama? Why is everybody mad? Why so much drama at AmpFest? All right. Okay, we're good to go. We're rolling. We're rolling. YouTube. All right. Oh, I gotta do one more thing. Sorry, guys. One more thing. There we go. All right, I'm good to go. Oh, I'm tired. We're gonna start off with the week. How about that? We're gonna start off with the week. Stan says, "Fight the good fight for sure." Trying to never be mad about missing out on drama. I know that's true, but sometimes. Here's the thing. You guys know that people like drama. They like to see action. They like drama. But we'll talk about AmpFest. We'll talk about that. Crystal 1006 says hello. It's okay to be bothered. I think your style is very refreshing. Thank you, Chris. Out of date. Thank you very much for that. Try to be unique. You guys, real quick, I did pin everything on Facebook and YouTube. Donation links, PayPal, Venmo, Cash App, Zelle, Buy Me a Coffee. I also have the wish list that is up on there. If you guys want to send anything, you can. The wish list is up. But if you guys would like to contribute to getting places like AmpFest, which is kind of like a little bit one of the reasons why I didn't go. One, I could have pushed it and made it happen, I guess, kind of. But I didn't have passes to get in. I didn't have influencer pass or media pass. So that's one reason I didn't go. 3,000 views on Instagram from the Plano March. Is that under mine or what? I don't think I have 300,000 views on anything, Stan. Maybe I do. I haven't looked, but maybe I do. I don't think so. I know I don't live stream on Instagram, so maybe you're telling me something I don't know or didn't pay attention to or missed. But yes, if you guys would like to help out, contribute, I do have some things coming up in January. But in all these expenses, anything that you guys do and help me with, you guys, it gets me to places, such as Plano, Texas, some stuff that's coming up in January. It would have got me to AmpFest. So if you guys would like to contribute, like I said, PayPal, Venmo, Cash App, Zelle, buy me a coffee. Everything is the BC Preacher. It goes for airfare, lodging, food, of course, rental cars, in order to get to and from airport and other places that I may need to go while I'm on the ground. And without you guys, I'm unable to do this stuff. So it really is important. So appreciate you guys helping out, contributing, donating. Super chats are always an option as well. Same with stars on Facebook. There's Rumble rants on Rumble. So those are ways to help out. And of course, if you guys do super chats, I'm always going to be reading them, especially when I'm at home doing something like this and you guys want to talk, you want something to be said, you want to ask me something or something that pops up to that you want me to, you want me to read, or just for the love of it. So this week, oh man, it's been an interesting week. I haven't been on, been very busy. So this past Wednesday night, was it Wednesday night? It was Wednesday night. Wow. Wednesday night. Good to see you, Quincy. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to you. The past Wednesday night, we go to prayer. Usually it starts at 7 p.m. on Wednesday nights, all church prayer. And this past Wednesday, I was going to do a live stream, so I was going to play Skip from prayer. Don't tell the pastor. I was going to skip from prayer and do a live stream. I think I did one Monday. It was a recap from Plano. And then I was going to do another one. And we usually have church on Tuesday evenings. So I was skipping that because of church service. And then I was going to do a live stream on Wednesday. Well, so get ready to do it. And I'm like, because the reason why I was going to do it, because I was going to recap and talk about Trump's speech on Tuesday night, which now at this point I forgot about it. So we're skipping that. And it was only like 20 minutes long. And so by the time the children had to be at church at 6:30 that night because they were practicing for the Christmas performance, which was today. So they had to be there at 6:30 for choir practice. So it was like 6:20. I was like, and I decided at the moment, I was like, okay, I'll just go. And my wife was getting ready to take the boys and our daughter to church. And she was walking out the door and she thought I was going to be here. And she was dealing with one of the boys. One of the boys was kind of acting up at the time. And so I walk out and I'm like, oh, I'm going to go. So everything was just kind of thrown off. We go to church. And so from 6:20 through about 8 o'clock, 7:45, 8 o'clock. No big deal, right? At church. So we get home and my son, we have a garage and you can go through the garage to go into our house. So basically there's a door from the kitchen to the garage. And one of our older sons is going. And then behind him is our 5-year-old daughter. Then behind her is my wife. I'm still in the car at this point. So my son gets to the door in between the garage and the kitchen. And he's looking, because there's windows. It's like a window type door. And he's looking in the house and he goes, Mom, I can't see in the house. Like, and the lights are on, right? I can't see in there. It looks all smoky. And he opens the door. No, he opens the door and he backs up, and my wife goes around our daughter into the kitchen. Well, the kitchen is filled with smoke. Fire alarm is going off. And she walks to the stove, and I didn't know this, but she put something on the stove prior to her leaving. And because of what was happening at the time where I said that I'll go to church, I'll go to prayer, and dealing with our son, she forgot to tell me and forgot to handle meat that was being cooked on the stove. So from that time till we got home, which was about an hour and a half, the house is filled with smoke. Like heavy smoke. So she goes to the stove. It's cast iron pan, thank the Lord. And she moves the pan. And I'm sure you guys know what happens once she moves the pan that has the lid on it. The lid comes flying off, slides off the pan, and boom, fire goes. At this point, I'm kind of getting out the car when she is going in, and she screams out, "Fire, fire, fire." At that point, there was no fire yet. We're all freaking out, right? She yells, "Fire, call the police." I get on the phone, and I'm looking at this. I'm like, okay, well, you got to get out of there. I'm outside still in the garage. Okay, there's fire. She's saying, get the hose. I'm going down the way in front of her house to get the hose. My son, who opened the door, runs out to me. He starts to get a little bucket, get on our hose. At this time of the year, we have the styrofoam things that go over the faucet. Well, that was on there because it's been freezing where we're at times. And so I had to break that. I couldn't even take it off properly. So I just break the rubber thing, and he fills that up with water. I'm like, well, that's not going to work. He goes running to the kitchen where she is at, gives her that. I'm hooking up I'm on the phone, and they're asking me all sorts of questions, like things that to me, I'm like, it don't make sense. I'm on there and even she's like, are you serious? And she's in the house, or it was chaotic. It just seemed like a long time. Okay, so I get ready to come back to the kitchen door, and I'm not seeing no comments. So I don't know. My stuff got froze up again because I'm not seeing comments. The last person I see is Kenneth, which is fine. So I get to the door. Now I'm on the phone with 911. They're trying to be, is anybody hurt? I'm like, no, nobody's hurt. Is everybody okay? Yes, everybody's okay. We think we got it under control, and this and that. So, and actually we did get it under control. Okay. We got it under control. So once we got it under control, again, she's in the house, right? She's in the house. And as I come toward the garage door, going toward the between the kitchen door and the garage door, all I see is this bright light just get bigger in the kitchen. Okay, so she's in there. Boys are outside. And I'm like, okay, well, you need to get out. Like, stop being the firefighter and because I'm not knowing how big this fire is. All I know is a fire, according to her. And all I see is this bright light just engulfed. And I'm like, get out. And I'm getting ready to run in there. And I get to the door, and I see her behind this fire. I see her behind this fire, and she chucks this frying pan that's flaming with fire out the door into the garage. So it bounces, and now there's a trail of different little fires going on. Our 7-year-old runs and grabs a fire extinguisher, gives it to her. I'm getting the hose, starting to spray the hose. She gets the fire extinguisher and gets it all out before. Okay, so She did her whole thing. And like I said, the series of events is off the hook. So anyway, fire department shows up with like 3 fire trucks. It feels like it took them 10 minutes. Kind of like when my eye got burnt a few years ago. Some of y'all who are originals might remember that. It took forever, it seems like. And so then the ambulance show up. Well, I think it was like slash fire. I said no one was hurt, but I guess the ambulance showed up anyway. So I'm probably making it sound bigger than it is. But anyway, they get there. They start checking on her. And then my 5-year-old daughter. Well, come to find out, my 5-year-old daughter was on fire. Which I didn't know because she's not screaming. She's not crying. She's not doing nothing. I remember her outside. I remember in the car because I put the children in the car to warm them up because they couldn't go in the house and it was pretty cold. I think it was like 33, 34 out. So it was pretty cold. So I put them in the car, and she's in the car. She's fine, but she's just like, she's kind of like shaking. Like her hand, and I'm like, okay, well, either cold or she, or what? And then my 7-year-old boy says, well, she was on fire. I'm like, what? What do you mean she was on fire? He's like, well, she was on fire. Her hair was on fire. I'm like, her hair was on fire? He's like, yeah, I put it out. So our 7-year-old put out her hair that she got on fire, and you guys are like, well, how'd she get on fire? So, and I found this out the next day. So the next day, as I'm taking them to school, I'm trying to go through this process. And the reason why it was the next day, I'll tell you guys in a minute why it was the next day. So our 13-year-old, who was the first one there, then our daughter, and then my wife. Well, when my 13-year-old opened the door and backed up to come back outside to me, my wife went around our daughter into the house filled with smoke. That was yet no fire at the time. And my wife later said that. She's like, yeah, I think I was just freaking out. And she knew what she should have done, but didn't at the moment because so she goes in the house. Well, our daughter followed her into the house. And I'm not knowing because I'm outside dealing on the phone, 911, dealing with all their questions. What's your date of birth? And are you sure you live there? What's the phone number? And what's the address? And I repeat the address. And they know all this because they can track it, right? But they're asking me, who's hurt? How many people? No one's hurt. And okay, so I'm on the phone trying to deal with water, deal with 911. Are they coming? Trying to see what my wife is doing. So daughter's in the house at this time. Well, my wife grabs the skillet where the meat is being cooked, right? Slides it, boom, there goes the lid, fire engulfs, grabs a towel, wraps it, and then chucks it at the door. So there's the doorway that she chucked it at. So all that is tar and fire stuff, right? So if you see where this, to the left of that black spot right there that you guys see, you see there's a table and chairs. Well, my daughter was standing right there where the cord is running. And so when that pot hit, so my wife was carrying it, that little trail, and then chucked it right there. And that's when I saw her. For some reason, I didn't see my daughter standing there, where the cord is kind of running up there between that big black spot and the table. So my daughter's standing there. I'm outside in the garage. And when that thing dropped and she threw it there, the shrapnel or pieces of the fire hit my daughter. Well, again, she wasn't crying or nothing. So I didn't know nothing. Boys are out there in the garage, which you can't really see the garage, but if you down those little white pillars there, that's down into the garage. So that's going on. Let me give you guys a better view. So there. And if you look right below the steps, there's a frying pan and there's like a little rug down there, down the steps. I was right about there when that hit the tile floor. Well, my daughter's like, again, like I said, she's right there where the cord is. My wife didn't know that. I didn't know that. Well, the splattering, right? The splattering caught her, back of her on fire. That's her dress at the hospital. Those are all burn marks that went through her dress. And these are the 3rd-degree burns that she got on her back right there. That was all obviously at the hospital. Wasn't crying. She didn't cry once. Hasn't cried since. Praise the Lord. But it is 3rd-degree burns. My wife got 2nd-degree burn and a huge, man, my goodness gracious. She has a blister going on right now. It's, I kid you not, it's that big on her. And it's probably that high. It can't be popped. My daughter, she has some blisters, a couple of blisters on her hand. But that's all the people who were hurt. I'm saying that's all. That's to the people that were hurt. So since then, we've been doing a lot of cleaning because you're talking about an hour and a half-ish, let's say an hour and 15 minutes of heavy smoke, like heavy smoke. We got all this stuff cleared up on the floor. We got that done the next day. We were at the hospital because the paramedics took them to the hospital. We were at the hospital till like 12:30 at night. Got released. And then the next day we started cleaning. And oh man, it's just and now today after church, well, yeah, we went somewhere after church, but the past 4 hours we've been doing more in-depth heavy cleaning because of the smoke. Like the smoke is thick, it's ingrained, it's in the cabinets, it's on dishes, it's things were thrown away. Yeah, so there's a lot. And I mean, yes, the silver lining is for what it was, everyone is okay, and it wasn't as bad as obviously it could be. Because it was the cast iron pan, that was a saving grace. Yeah, and I do think there was something there that blocked my daughter from being more injured. Her hair, when we got to the hospital, stuck together, burnt, parts had to be cut out. Yeah, so that's been my week. So that's why I haven't really been on doing stuff because of that. And I've been like, man, I gotta get on. I gotta get on. I gotta do a live, check in with people, talk to people. But obviously, other things have been more important. But yes, the saving grace was the cast iron pan. They're saying that probably for this coming summer to keep my daughter, her back out of the sun, and then after that, like basically around this time next year, there's some other stuff that we can start putting on her. So it's going to be a 9-month to 12-month healing process for her. The funny thing about this is, like, where I live, there's not a burn unit at the hospital, and 3rd-degree burns require to be sent to Seattle. That's the closest place to where we're at, who has a burn unit, and that's about 4.5 hours from here. Thankfully, we did not have to do that because it wasn't big enough marks on her. I mean, they're 1/2 inch to 1 inch marks, the sizes of the wounds, and they're in different spots. So we didn't have to get to Seattle. So that's been a saving grace. But the burn unit is supposed to call probably tomorrow to start whatever process they need with her. So that'll be the process with that. Regarding my wife, her 2nd-degree burn was on her shin, probably good 5 to 7 inches. Big one on her shin. yes, we're still going to have to watch the infections. Yeah, they're Band-Aid up. But yeah, it's been the week. That's been the week. That's why I also haven't been putting out that many videos and working on a lot of videos because of that stuff as well. Cleaning and yeah, fun stuff. Fun stuff. So that's what's been going on with me, you guys. That's my story as of the past 4 or 5 days, 4 days. So, yeah, I might do set up a give, send, go. I don't know. Or somebody can or whatever. I don't know. Yeah, we'll see. There's stuff they're having to throw away. I even had to, hey, you know what? Look, I even had to throw away. Look at this, you guys. This is what I was wearing tonight to church for prayer. Look what's in the garbage. You see what's in the garbage? I had to get rid of the black and yellow. I had to get rid of the black and yellow, folks. So it's all good. So yes. So there's that. That's one thing, you guys. Yeah, I had to get rid of the black and yellow. You don't need black and yellow. I gotta have my black and yellow. Black and yellow. Gotta have my black and yellow. But it's all good. I can get another black and yellow. So let's see. Yeah. So other than that, let's talk a little bit, you guys. Like I said, the super chats are open if you guys would like. PayPal, Venmo, Cash App, Zelle. I do have an Amazon wish list. I haven't updated it since this. I guess I could add some stuff to it. But I do have the Amazon wish list pinned here on YouTube and Facebook, as well as other links for donations and all that to help me get places, contribute, and all that type of stuff. So let's talk about the gold card. What do you guys think about this gold card that Trump announced? And it's a website, right? It's a whole website you can go to. I had it pulled up earlier. What is it? I actually had it pulled up. Let's see. Gold card. Look at this. It's trumpcard.gov. Please update your wish list. I'm sure many things will need to be replaced. Yes, I'm sure. So I will update it. I'll add things to the wish list. Thank you very much. Need to stop all visas so we can reset. Add stuff for the kiddos. I will. I'll get a list. I'll get a list. So the trumpcard.gov, the Trump gold card is here. Unlock life in America. What do you guys, seriously, honestly, what do you guys think about it? For $15,000 DHS processing fee, and after background approval, a contribution of $1 million, receive U.S. residency in record time with the Trump gold card. Foreign nationals can sign up now and secure their places on the waiting list for the Trump Platinum card. When launched and upon receipt of a $15,000 DHS processing fee and $5 million contribution, they will have the ability to spend up to 770 days in the United States without being subject to U.S. taxes on non-U.S. income. Like, okay, I don't want to say too much. Like, what is the Trump Gold Card? The Trump Gold Card is a visa based upon an individual's ability to provide a substantial benefit to the United States. To apply, an applicant must pay a non-refundable $15,000 DHS processing fee. Once an applicant's processing fee is received, the process for petition approval and visa adjudication will take place. $1 million gifts. Look, just just the fact, honestly, just the fact that it's a Trump gold card, it should make anybody's head scratch. They pay $1 million and get deported in 5 years. Win-win. Do I have to trade in my white privilege card? You might have to, Franklin Myers. I might have to trade in my black privilege card too. I got a white one and a black privilege card. I got two. But you might. I mean, honestly, guys, is this concerning? Is it alarming to anybody? Like, does this honest? That's an honest question. Like, is this concerning to anyone? A Trump gold card. Like, is there not any other way like this could have been done besides doing something like Trump gold card? Yeah, could it be brilliant? Could it be trolling? Yeah, it could be all that type of stuff. But is it concerning at all? I'm just curious because there's a lot of things that Trump does that all has to revolve around gold. Gold, gold, gold. Gold statues of himself. Gold this, gold that. Is it me? Sounds like buying your way in. Yeah, there's some of that. Yeah, it sounds like that. I don't know. For me, it's just concerning. It's concerning. And I'm not talking about like the process of things. I'm talking about like having this card. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. How long does the process take? Once the applicant's processing fee and application received, the process should take weeks. The applicant will need to attend a visa interview and submit an additional documents in a timely manner. How do applicants pay? $15,000 credit card. What's the here's my question. Here's my question. My question is, $1 million or $2 million gift payment, depending on type of applicant. How's this going to stop illegals from coming in? How's this going to stop people from jumping the border? How's it going to stop? That's I guess my question. How's this going to stop? Trump said he was trying to get into heaven. Actually, he said he probably won't make it to heaven. That's what he actually said on the plane. He said he probably won't make it to heaven. Maybe Trump wants to be a pharaoh, referring to all the gold. Simply News, just saying. I don't know. I mean, I think the rules and the things that are in place for illegals and immigrants to come in, I think this could be a right way, I guess. I probably need to look more into it. I just don't understand the gold card. I don't get the whole gold card thing. Like, why a gold card? Like, why a gold card in your name? And that's the thing. Most people are going to eat it up and love it. Right? Most people are going to eat it up and love it. Oh, it's Trump, But like I said, it can be a little concerning. And I say that coming from a biblical perspective, outlook on things. That's why I say it's concerning. If I take away that, I'm like, okay, well, it's cool. Yeah. There's no work. Could work. I don't know. Fools and their money shall soon part. Yeah. The Trump gold card is officially here. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, the Trump gold card. The gold card is a scam. He's playing India. Yeah, I don't know. What would you call it? What would I call it? I don't know what I'd call it. I don't know. I haven't thought about that. I don't know what I'd call it. Like I said, I probably need to look into it a little bit more. What just rang to me was just when he did it. It was just that. It was up there like, oh, the new Trump gold card. I'm like, wow, like, okay. Not really a fan of him adding his name to the Kennedy Center. Neither. Don't really get that. Just name the ballroom after yourself. Franklin Meyer says, I don't understand it either. Overall, Reverend Gunn, overall, the Trump gold card both states the intersection of politics, commerce, identity among Trump supporters and raises questions about the implications of such branding in contemporary politics. Yeah. Yeah. I guess that's just some of my things of where I'm going with it or thinking, how I'm thinking about it. It's just, it seems very, I guess, okay, I'll be honest with you guys. God complex. Like, honestly, that's what I get out of it. The only president in American history to do something like that, right? Not the Reagan gold card, but the Trump gold card. Like, why? Like, out of everything else, I understand the illegal, people coming into the country. Like, you had to have it like after your name and gold on top of that. Why? Just saying. It's godlike complex to me. That's what I see. Because everybody loves gold, right? Gold's the big dollar. Gold is it. Gold and silver, right? Like, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Well, Obama did Obamacare and Obama phones. Yeah, Obama cheese, right? Yeah, I get it. I don't know. It's different. I'll just say that it's different. So we'll leave that one. We'll leave that one alone for now. We could talk about like AmpFest. How about AmpFest? So you guys are asking like, what about the fireworks at AmpFest? There were so many fireworks at AmpFest. There was people capping on each other, speakers not getting along with this speaker, that speaker talking about this speaker saying, well, that speaker's fake. You had the whole pro-Israel, anti-Israel thing there. You had the pro that support Israel, that Israel is it, and you had people who are like, no, Israel is Zionist. You had that going on. You had physical altercations at some of the after parties with people who are all conservatives and Republicans, but we're going to fight each other and slap each other and knock each other's phones away from each other. You had that going on. And then to top it off, because this influencer, or whatever you guys want to call me, journalist or true conservative, couldn't get a influencer pass to get in because they're all sold out. But let's top it off by this happening.
We won't be silenced ever again. We will speak up for Christians wherever they are in this world. Amen.
And all the Christian conservatives who are at AmpFest cheer. Woo! Oh, you guys are wondering who that is, probably. I forgot to mention that. That's Nicki Minaj. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm kind of quiet right now. I'm processing it myself. Maybe the gold card and Nicki Minaj. Maybe there's something going on there. Things are just weird. Why? Okay, but here's the deal. There's so many questions, you guys. There are so many. Again, I couldn't get a pass to get in. I tried. To get a pass to get in. I was shut down. I have thoughts and things. I'm wondering why, especially since the whole Israel thing and stuff like that is taking place. and people there that are for Israel, people who are not for Israel, people who are not for Israel, and us supporting Israel or slapping other people. So I don't get it. And calling out something does not make someone conservative now. And we that's the problem that I see with the conservative and the mega movement. We look desperate, and it looks very pandering. We look desperate to have celebrities like Republicans and like a conservative move. We get so desperate that we move away from our conservative beliefs because we want somebody with a big name. We want somebody that has like clout and recognition, and we desperately want somebody from the quote unquote left, and we care more about politics and them being a part and affiliated with a movement, with a political movement, than we care about their soul and their really core values. Because I promise you, Nicki Minaj is not changing. Okay, she don't like the killing of Christians. There's liberals that don't agree with Christians being killed, you guys. Like, let's just be honest and stop getting into the narratives that both sides paint. There are Democrats, there are liberals that do not agree that Christians should get killed and who will speak against that. Let's just be real. Let's come back down a little bit and think about it. Not every crazy Democrat liberal is Satan and hates God and this. No, it's there are some reasonable Democrats and liberals that have some sense to them. So just because she speaks out against, oh yeah, she's MAGA now. Now she's MAGA. Now she's at a turning point, and now she's a speaker, and now because she called out Gavin Newsom and don't like Gavin Newsom, and she's speaking out against the killing of Christians in whatever country, Nigeria, wherever it may be. Now she needs to be on stage. Are we that desperate? Because it always looks like we're that desperate. It always looks like we're that desperate that we can get someone, or someone is having this moment, epiphany, and now they're changing. And just like Kanye, they go back to doing their same music. Right? Nicki Minaj is not going to denounce her music that she's done half naked for all the women, all the girls, all the younger people that she's influenced. She's not going to denounce that. She's not going to take it off of YouTube. She's going to still continue to tour. And now we're at a place, instead of her coming really more into the light of righteousness, now we get the conservatives, the patriots, the Republicans that are going to like her music. I kid you not. No, entertainers can change. I'm not saying they can't change. I'm not saying that entertainers cannot change. That's not what I'm saying. But because if we, okay, here's the thing. And this is where the stuff gets tricky, and we have to be honest with ourselves, right? We have to be honest. Is there really a elite of Hollywood and in the music industry? Here's a better question. Is the music industry really as dark as what we believe it is? If it is, then she cannot leave. If we believe that type of stuff, which most of us believe, and we talk about how wicked and how demonic, how dark the MTV Music Awards are, how dark the Billboard Awards are, all that. If we actually believe that stuff like we say we do, then she is not going to be able to leave that, just like Justin Bieber has not been able to leave it. She's not going to be able to leave it like we might hope wish for or think that she can. There's contracts, there's deals, there's plenty of documentaries on this stuff about the darkness, the corruption in the music industry. Nicki Minaj is not no little person in the music industry. She's not no little just one-hit wonder. So what is the influence she is having at AmpFest for Christians on top of that, right? For Christians at AmpFest, because that's what AmpFest is, supposedly, correct? It's a Christian thing, conservative movement. But biblically speaking, if we're going to say that AmpFest is Christian, biblically speaking, you don't bring someone in from outside of the world to influence Christians at a quote unquote Christian type of political conference. You don't bring someone out from outside the world, say, hey, come here and speak to our attendees who are Christian, supposedly, right? And I'm saying that because that's what it is. I'm saying supposedly, right? You don't bring that person here to speak to this movement, this organization that's a Christian organization. So why do you bring Nicki Minaj in to be a speaker? Just because she spoke out about saying that Christians who are being killed is wrong? Okay. So we don't have to vet, is that the vetting? Because other people, like I said, who are conservatives, who've been proven to be conservatives, can't even get passes to get in. So we're going for the clout, we're going for the recognition, which it does seem like pandering. It does exactly seem like pandering because we need the left. We need this person who's been so tied to the left, and she's black, right? And she's a woman to come in to now represent us. And she's liking MAGA, so now it's hands down. Oh, thank you. Yes, we got you. We got one of you. We got one of you. You're with one of us. You're with us now. But really, what are you? Really? Are you? Or is it just more about the political movement? And that's the things that I look at. Honestly, that's the things I look at. I scratch my head about. And some of you guys might say it's being petty, it's being negative. I'm not being negative. I'm talking to you guys about it. It's just it's like concerning. Like it makes me really scratch my head. Like is like I said, it happened with Kanye. And then why did it? And here's the thing. Real quick, thank you, Brent. God bless. Thank you for the PayPal. Thank you. God bless you. Thank you for that. Here's the thing. People who don't know who she is then start to go look for her, and you talk about a divide, right? So these are little things that start to divide, honestly. You know, everybody's worried about like Candace and Erica or this or Ben Shapiro and this person or, you know, Steve Bannon and Ben Shapiro, which was fireworks or whoever. But these are the type of things that divide because look at that. If any one of people on here who are watching who don't know who Nicki Minaj is, right? And you go look to find out who Nicki Minaj is and you see what she's about, you're going to more than likely be grossed out, right? And you're going to wonder, like, well, why is she at a Republican, conservative, Christian event? So that brings confusion. So you're going to be like, well, no, you're going to be divided in that alone because of the style of woman that she is. Right? You're going to be divided in that right there alone. So now can we say that Nicki Minaj is bringing division into the movement? Would that be fair enough to say? Because, unhushable, yes, the liberals are going to turn on her because she came, simply because she was there and she came to speak. Of course. But she's still going to make liberal music. She's not going to make conservative, wholesome, clean music. That's what I'm trying to get at. Her style of music isn't going to change. Could I be wrong? I could be wrong, but more than likely it's not going to change. Her style of music. And so now you're getting the conservatives to start listening to Nicki Minaj. I guarantee she's not going to do wholesome music. Because matter of fact, people who do wholesome music and like real Christian music, Turning Point USA never allowed them people to perform. And I know this for a fact because I'm friends with them. They are invited to be influencers, but these are music artists who beat out Billboard other top artists like Adele. And these people were never invited to perform on the main stage or even speak on the main stage at a Turning Point USA event. And these people were true Christians, conservatives. Like I said, these type of things you have to scratch your head about, you have to wonder about, you have to question, you have to, like, why? So now the people at Turning Point USA or younger people, which they already do know, right? They start to listen to this music that's woke. Because here's the thing, and that's what I'm trying to say. We have to think about the stuff that we've done said for past 8 years. We've done talked about the Super Bowls. We've done talked about the halftime shows. We've done talked about the NBA. We've done talked about the NFL, right? All these type of things that quote unquote patriots, the MAGA movement has been against. Turning Point. Here's another example. Turning Point USA this year, aren't they doing anything? Aren't they doing something for Super Bowl? Halftime Super Bowl thing? Instead of us watching the Super Bowl halftime show that Nicki Minaj and other artists have been a part of that we condemn, well, now we're doing our own thing so that we don't have to watch these type of things that Nicki Minaj participates in. So then now but you see how the confusing message was going on there? And then at the after parties, right? At the after parties that happen at Turning Point USA events that James O'Keefe throws, right? We're playing all the woke music that we don't like at Super Bowl and that we don't want you guys to watch Super Bowl because that's bad influence on our youth and our generation and the Republican movement and the conservative movement and the MAGA movement and yada, yada, yada. We don't want you to watch that. So we're going to do our own halftime show at Super Bowl. But we're going to play all those type of artists at our after parties at Turning Point USA weekend at Amfest. Because we have after parties at bars where we're all getting tore up from the floor up. And fights happen. Help me understand. Like what am I missing? Help me wrap this together. So I don't want Christian artists really to perform at my events because the Christian artists might actually say something that we are actually kind of okay with. So we don't want that artist really to get up there and say something that might offend the LGBTQ because we actually don't have a problem with them, especially if they like MAGA, because it's really about MAGA. It's not really about Christ, even though we're going to paint it like it's about Christ. It's really not about Christ. We're going to slap that on there and make it look like it's about a Christian movement, but don't say nothing that might offend somebody like a Lady MAGA and other people who like MAGA, because if you do that, then we lost them. So don't be too Christian and say anything. It's a huge confusing message. It really is. There are people who work at TPUSA who listen to Taylor Swift. She and Charlie Kirk talked about it. Yes. Yeah. And there's probably a whole list of other artists that we condemn or we talk about or we say that aren't good or we say, look at them, they're part of the darkness, right? And these people are working at Turning Point USA. And then you're going to wonder why possibly Candace might be calling out some things. Just I'm just saying, you wonder why there's a possibility why Candace could call out some things when this type of stuff is going on. Yes, I remember what happened to Amber Rose, right? She was another big high. Oh, Amber Rose, Amber Rose. Where's she at? We got her. We got another one from the dark side. Now she's MAGA. Now she's conservative. Now what happened to Amber Rose? And if people know about Amber Rose, that's another one. Just like Nicki Minaj. Like I said, the movement looks desperate. It seriously looks desperate. And then, like I said, for whatever, it is what it is, right? It is what it is. I didn't get a pass, right? It is what it is. And probably this is why. It probably is why. So I don't get a pass. Okay. Yes, it all pushes away from Christ. Yes, it does. Yep. Trump wasn't there. No room for religion. Okay, so here's the thing. Easy one. If there's no room for religion and politics, then people should stop writing the two together. People should stop writing the two together. And there has to be a distinguish between what is conservative and what's Republican. There has to be some distinguish between the two, because what people are doing, and they're saying, oh, we're Christian conservative. And I personally believe that conservatism, in my view of how I see it, would lean heavily within the faith of Christianity. Heavily. So that means, guess what? No, I don't know if I'm saying I have a Christian event, I'm not bringing someone to speak to my audience who's an influencer, big time influencer, right? Nicki Minaj is, right? I'm not bringing someone there to speak and have an engagement with my people, even if they did defend. I've had liberals at protest defend me. I'm not going to invite them to speak at something like Turning Point USA. That's a Christian or claim to be Christian movement, because that's what the whole turning point is. I came to a turning point. I'm not going to have them come speak to my audience, to my youth, to people. I wouldn't do that for me personally. I would advise everyone to listen to Russell Brand's speech from day one. In my opinion, it was the best. I didn't listen to it. Too many ties to Israel. Check out both the Erica's parents. I kind of think we are witnessing exposure. Just saying. I don't know, but I mean, these are the type of things that if you critical think and look at stuff, look at things we say, look at what's going on. You have to question things. You have to ask the questions. Like why? Like why have we talked about the music industry? Why do we believe what we believe about the music industry? Why do we believe what we believe about the sports industry? And these people who are involved, and now why are we having them at a Christian conservative thing where they're speaking and everybody cheers? So is it one, we speak all these things, bad, but over here we really like it? So over here, all the kids who are involved in Turning Point USA, they actually really like Nicki Minaj. Yeah, woo, Nicki Minaj is here, how exciting. So we really like her. Even though we've been saying, well, the music industry is dark, even though we can turn on her and what's the other girl's name that she rocks with and they look like they're lesbians half the time? Stallion, Megan Stallion or something like that. They have videos together. And they're inappropriate videos, like majorly, practically pornographic videos. But I don't want these Christian hip hop artists over here to perform at a Christian conservative Republican MAGA conference. Please, again, help me understand it. Am I nitpicking? Am I blind to something? What am I not seeing? And if that's the case, Now help me understand how it was so comfortable for Erica and Nicki to share the same stage. Is that the first time they're meeting? Have they met before? How long have they been friends? Have they been friends? Because she seemed very comfortable being on stage. Very comfortable being on stage, speaking at a mega, at a Christian, conservative, Republican conference. Very comfortable. And she was welcome. So, I mean, obviously, if you're welcomed, right? People know you, people like you. Of course, you're going to be comfortable, right? You're not being booed like, was it Steve Bannon, Ben Shapiro? Some people were booed, right? So once you're booed, there's a part of that you go, okay, well, wait, now I'm not as comfortable because I'm being booed. People don't like me, right? So there is, that will mess with you. Like, for a fact, that will mess with you. But she wasn't booed, from what I heard. She was applauded for, cheered for. The conversation moved pretty freely, which means they've had to have some interaction prior to that, which obviously that's just a given because, hey, Nicki Minaj, can you come speak at Turning Point USA event? Yeah. And trust me, you guys, I'm not one. I'll say this, and you can track me on this. I'm not one that's ever been like desperate for the left to come over to the right. I'm not one that's ever been desperate for that. I'm not one who's ever been like, oh yeah, we got someone from the left and now they're team. For me personally, I've never been one who's advocated for, hey, let me get someone, because I don't really think it's a true change in the way that I view a change should be. I don't care about a Democrat saying, well, okay, now I see how the Democrats are. Now I'm flipping to being Republican. I don't really care about that because there's a lot of people, because here's the thing. Democrats have gone so far. They've gone so far that it's easy for someone with common sense to say, okay, well, I'm a conservative Republican now. Because at the same time, as the Democrats have gone so far, Republicans haven't moved at all. And we're still kind of just like this. That's why Trump, in my opinion, that's why Trump, I think, is more old school Democrat than he is conservative Republican. You have JFK, right? You have these people who have been like, they're old school Democrats, which makes them look like they're really conservative and Republicans, like hardcore. Because we had the years of Obama, right? We had all in Obama, it hurt. 8 years of Obama hurt us. It hurt. And so then you have Trump come along, who's like still Democrat, slaps the word Republican on it, in my opinion, because we had 8 years of Obama. Here's Trump, Republican. MAGA movement. More MAGA movement than even Republican, right? Because once the MAGA movement came in, once we came in, it was like, out with the Republicans. Now anybody who was Republican, if you said anything against Trump, well, now you're considered a rhino. So now we have this whole weird thing going on. So what's the difference between a Republican, MAGA, and a rhino? So we have all these labels going on, which I don't even think half the time we even know what they mean at this point. But again, the Democrats went so far left, like so far, that anything that's in between is like, oh, well, that they're conservative. Oh, they're Republican, which probably not really they are. But now we're going to say that Nicki Minaj, Amber Rose, Kanye West, oh, they're all black. They're all black Republicans and conservatives. Really? Based off of what? Like, why? And that's what happens. And then we're like, oh yeah, we got somebody from on that side. Where possibly they've never really were fully, like, I don't know. I mean, I was going to say maybe they weren't fully all the way dark, but the music industry is dark, folks. The music industry is dark. It's dark, dark. It's dark. Especially at the level that Nicki Minaj is at. It's dark. It's dark. They're shaking hands with people that y'all don't even shake hands with. There's all sorts of backdoor deals going on. All sorts of little things going on. It's dark. And so that's what I'm saying. Like even Candace Owens raising the questions she raises, right? Even the question, you have to raise questions. You have to ask yourself why. What is going on? Like, what is the purpose? What was the purpose of Amber Rose? Where's she at? It was a big deal. Wasn't she at Amfest last year, year before? What's the purpose now of Nicki Minaj? How's this playing together? Reverend Gunn, thank you for the super chat. Thank you for what you do. I'm hoping I'm doing something. I question at times because I'm hoping I'm saying the right thing or making people think or question things or influencing, I guess. I'm hoping so. She's not a Christian. She just doesn't agree with the left. Okay, I don't agree with the left, but does that make it qualified to be at a Christian conservative event as a speaker on stage influencing other influencers and people? That's my thing. And then you tell other people who have who have the same moral, I guess, beliefs, who've been in the movement, that I don't have enough passes. There are a lot of conservatives who aren't Christians, right? And so all these titles that we have deemed ourselves and labeled ourselves have to be broken down. And I think that would bring some clarity to all of this. Republican has to be broken down. MAGA has to be broken down. Conservative has to be broken down. Christian even has to be broken down. These are all labels. Patriot has to be 5 different labels that we say we are or that we use. We have to break this stuff down to bring some clarity to what's going on. Because at the slightest thing of anything, just like what's happening with Candace, oh, well, she's not MAGA. She's not conservative. She's not Republican. She's not one of us. Or anybody else who might raise questions. We have more infighting than the left has. Because we don't know what is what. We don't know left from right, right from left, what's up, what's down, what's right, what's wrong, who's conservative, who's MAGA, who's Trumper, who's Republican, who's not. We don't know any of these things. And so I'm agreeing with that. Conservative don't mean Christian. I think conservative would mean more Christian than anything else. But this is an example of what the problem is. We don't know what these titles that we call ourselves are. Because I guarantee it, we call ourselves at least 3 or 4 of these titles. Republican, conservative, MAGA, Patriot, right? Republican, I might have already said that. 4 or 5 titles we call ourselves, and yet they're all different somehow. Christian. Well, now I'm a Christian conservative, but conservative is different than Christian. Wait, what? So these things need to be broken down for what they are so that we can't not sit here and say, well, now Candace Owens, you're off the hook. You're not one of us. And I was seeing somebody else recently who had a few different a few different people who've been at AmpFest before, who've been guests at AmpFest, who've had speaking engagements at AmpFest, were not at AmpFest this year. They weren't invited. Because why? Because they said, oh, they might have some agreement with Candace Owens. But so now you're not. But just 2 years ago, you see what I'm trying to say? There's so much confusion. It's crazy. So 2 years ago, you'd have this person on stage speaking at a breakout session, which they were at a breakout session. So breakout sessions are little side pieces that you have from the main conference, where you'd have influencers who you deemed who were really strong influencers within the MAGA movement, within the conservative movement, within the Republican movement, right? You'd have these people speak in different rooms at the convention, and people would go and listen to them, right? Listen to their stories. And the people that you had 2 years ago, why wasn't Bryson Gray able to be there? He's a Christian. Exactly, Kenneth. Exactly. Ask Bryson. I know all of it. I know me and Bryson, we're not tight. We can talk, but I know why. We've talked. I know why. I know why Bryson has never hit the stage at Turning Point USA as a Christian. That's up to him to share the story. I know why. He'll share it, though. He'll tell you. Why wouldn't Bryson Gray, who is strong in the faith, be able to perform at Turning Point USA on the stage as a major artist? Probably more major than most of the artists that they've had there. Just to be honest. Why hasn't he or Tyson James performed at Turning Point USA? Right? Because we have other hip-hop artists, because we know hip-hop artists is what the youth like, right? We have Nicki Minaj speak. So because our youth likes hip-hop in the culture, why wouldn't we have a Christian artist? Great question. Mama Bear to you. At Charlie funeral, Brandon Lake led worship and did an altar call. Yeah, that was good. Yes. Yeah, he did. Thank you for the super chat. Well, Charlie would have wanted all sides to find some common ground. We can't think exactly the same. Yes, and I understand that. I get that. I'm not against dialoguing and finding common ground, but common ground is common ground. Right? Common ground does not equal, in my opinion, doesn't equal like-mindedness. We have something in common, right? That's what common ground means. And it seems like with our movement, in my opinion, that anybody who likes Trump or who says Trump, or anybody who might say the slightest thing that tickle our ears, we're like, yeah, they're one of us, or they're with us. Why wasn't Jake there? I know why Jake wasn't there. Light and darkness can't reside in the same room. Yes, it can't. Because they can't be bought manipulated, obviously. Correct. Or manipulated. Yep. It does. Charles Jones, I think it does play to the left. This is playing to the left. It does. All this is playing to the left, and that's why I think that sometimes it's hard to see, because we get excited. We get excited, and it actually feeds more to the left than anything. Trust me, at the end of the day, we're not getting people to the right. We're not getting people to the right. We're getting people to a middle ground. We're not getting people to the right. We're getting people to a middle ground, which is actually more in favor for the left than for the right. We settle for middle ground than we settle for anything else. That's what we as conservatives, see, again, here we go. That's what we as conservatives, Republicans, Christians, patriots, MAGA, we settle for middle ground more than we're okay with middle ground. Yeah. I mean, is it a good thing? I don't know. It could be. I don't think it is. AmFest is not Christian. Don't come for me. Just my opinion. Well, right. And I'm not coming, I might address it, but I'm not like coming at you or for you or whatever. It may not be Christian, but they say they are. They say it's a Christian thing, right? So everybody knows AmFest or Charlie Kirk to be a Christian. So if I'm Christian, then this should be what I'm representing, or this should be my platform. My company is this because I am this. This is what I am. DKJB, GB, GOP far right is beginning to mimic far left. Yeah. So, yeah. And that goes back to what I was saying, the desperate. Thank you for the super chat. That's where I'm going back to desperate. That the left or that the right looks desperate. It starts to look like that. It really does. So I don't have the power, right? I don't have the power. I don't have the platform. I don't have the influence to say this or to speak it or to be put on this stage or even a breakout session to say that. Because if I say stuff like this at an AmFest, I'm going to be booted, right? Fair enough. But I'm saying fair enough because they don't want that type of thing to be said. And most people, even people who follow me, people who have liked me, people who have fell off from watching me, don't like when I talk like this. And so this, for me, honestly, you guys, these type of situations and topics get very hard for me. Very hard. And I cringe. And then once I open my mouth, I'm like, well, I've already opened my mouth, and I say it anyway. And sometimes I lose some, sometimes I don't. It's hard to really gain, but I definitely lose. I definitely always lose when I talk like this because people don't like to hear it. But it's the truth. You have to question these things and look at things and wonder why. And that's, for me, when I saw what I saw with Nicki Minaj being at AmFest on the stage, it just, and I can look at the pros, but I can also see the other stuff. And I'm like, why? Like, why? Why the woke, quote unquote, woke music that supposedly all of the Republicans and Christians and conservatives and MAGA and patriots have been against, but we play it at after parties. Matter of fact, we play it at Turning Point USA. And that's a fact. And that's probably another reason why they don't like me, or probably not invited or considered as an influencer. All the woke music is played on the sound systems and speaker systems at Turning Point USA. As of 2 years ago, they were. Maybe it's changed since then. So why are we knocking the woke music? We should just get Snoop Dogg there. Why not? Why not? As long as he wears a MAGA hat, why not? Even though he teamed up with the person that did F. Donald Trump, that song, why not? If he puts on a MAGA hat now and he wants to perform, why not? Because that's what it's really about, right? Hey, we can get him over here. You can get a red hat on. He might like some things about Trump. Maybe he didn't say nothing bad about Charlie. Let him perform. That common ground, right? I respect, who was that? Charles Jones, thank you. I appreciate that. I don't agree with all you say, but you're real, so I listen. Thank you. Appreciate that. Geyer Digital says it's hard for me to have Nicki Minaj tell me what a role model of a man is and doesn't mention Jesus one bit. Yeah. Tina asked on Facebook, who am I talking about? I guess you have to go back and listen. I'm not going to repeat all. It's quantity over quality. I thought it was the other way around. I've heard that for the past like 8 years. Equity and equality. That quality. Yeah. And Dawn Nature, that's a good point. We have been so programmed. It's time we get deprogrammed. Right. Snoop brought by woke Comcast NBC right now. Yeah, he is. He's bought out. But I'm just saying it's simple. That's what I'm saying. It's simple as that. Where the conservatives, Christians, Republicans, MAGA, whatever title you want to call yourself, we're going to be more middle road, right? It's going to become more. No, I did not see Big Spider Mike's comment. Sorry. We're going to become more middle of the ground, middle of the road, and the left is not going to move at all. Asking as an atheist, okay, I missed the first one. BC Preacher, I didn't ask this question when we last talked. Do you believe, like I do, that Donald J. Trump, where'd it go? Hijacked. Oh, snap. I had to go back. Where was it at? Unless you want to rewrite it. Okay, Donald J. Trump hijacked the Christian faith to use it in his advantage. That's my opinion. I don't know if he hijacked it. I want to agree with what you're saying. I want to agree. I think he used it. I think he used it because of the desperation that conservatives and Christians were in. He's not a Christian. He's not a Christian. Hands down, he's not a Christian. And I've argued other mega people about that. He's not a Christian. I think he's used it. I think he used it. I wouldn't say hijacked it, but I mean, I understand what you're saying. So if you want to interchange that together, I'd say he used it. But I think it's because of the fact that he used it to help probably himself, right? I mean, and then here's the thing, before people go like, well, wait a minute. Every person who's running for office is going to do things to help them get into office. I don't care if it's conservative, Republican, or Democrat. Every person who's running to be a president or running to be an official wants people to vote for them, period. Right? They do. They want people to vote for them. That's why you're running, to get in. So if you're running to get into win an election, you want people to vote for you. Period. You do. Right? If you're running, you want people to vote. That's why you do a campaign. Please vote for me. Do that. Yes, you want people to vote for you. You do. And I think Trump saw that Christians were weak. Like straight up. So I think he used it. I think he used it. And it emboldened and it empowered Christians, because I don't think that Christians ever felt like they had a voice, which is sad and it's disgusting and gross that we claim we have Christ and the power of Christ, but never felt emboldened. By telling the truth will set everyone free. So yeah. And the reason why I don't think that Trump is a Christian, because it's 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 pretty evident, right? It's pretty evident. The faith people who are around him are a joke. Paula White, all these faith leaders who are around him are a joke. Does he believe in God? Yeah, he believes in God or a higher power or the man upstairs, as he says. That's not a Christian. I never once say the man upstairs. Not once. Okay, so and I hear Happy Pause. As a believer, voting for Trump is literally a voting for the lesser of two evils. Big Spider Mike, thank you. My opinion exactly 100%. Thank you for your honesty. I hope people don't leave you over your honesty. People who've been riding with me ride with me. They know where I'm at. And if people, I might lose some, may not. Maybe I'll gain some. But either way, I'm going to be truthful in this. Okay, so someone said the lesser of two evils. Vet for Peace said evil is still evil. For me personally, that's where I lean to. I used to believe in the lesser of two evil things, until I started looking in Scripture, and there is no such a thing as a lesser of two evils. There's no such a thing. And so my mind, when I realized that, my mind more flipped over to evil is still evil. There is no such thing as a lesser of two evils. As a Christian, you're going to heaven, right? And so that's my thing, Patriot Wheel. That's my thing with Trump. For him to say on the plane, which I believe he was being serious, well, I probably won't make it to heaven. When he says things like the guy upstairs, using the word God I don't get excited when someone says the word God. That means absolutely zero, nothing to me when someone says God. Oh, I believe in God, or I trust God, or that means absolutely nothing to me, you guys. And I'm being real. Isn't Spider Mike Antifa? Spider Mike is Spider Mike. So fine, yes, he's been downtown Portland with Antifa. Yes, and you guys have seen him talk to me pretty reasonable. Maybe not everybody, but to me he does. So, do I vote? Yes, I do vote. I did vote this past time. I voted for Trump all 3 times. Yes, I did. And I'll be honest with you guys, this past time I was convicted when I voted for him. But I wasn't going to vote for Kamala, but I almost did not vote for anybody this past time. So that's just me being honest. And I don't believe in the lesser of two evils. Like I said, I used to, but I don't believe in that no more. But that's me looking at Scripture and realizing that there's no such thing as a lesser evil. Because what is a lesser evil? And isn't God, Jesus, right? The Lord, he's against evil. He don't say I'm against a lesser of evil. Evil is evil. A sinner is a sinner, a saint's a saint. Sin is sin. There's no in between or lesser of things. The wages of sin is death, right? Just like there's righteousness, there's holiness, there's purity, there's being clean. It's the same thing on the other end. There's no this, oh, that's a lesser. There's a white lie. A lie is still a lie. This is still this. When you or I sin and fall short, it's still sin. So what's the lesser evil? Because God don't look at it as a lesser evil. Now we do, and that's the problem with human judgment. And that's why I don't do human judgment. That's why I do more judgment based off Scripture more than humanity sort of judgment. Because we all do humanity sort of judgment, and that's the error that we have. So once you move away from humanity judgment and you start looking at things in a godly sense, biblical sense of judgment, then you're free and clear. The person said, "Truth shall set you free." You're clear of humanity sort of judgment, because humanity sort of judgment does this type of thing. Well, it's the lesser of two evils. Well, what's the lesser of two evils? Well, let's take this for example, right? Well, he molested a child, right? Wow, that's evil. Well, this person just did it. He was at the bar, he was drunk, and he ran somebody off the road and killed them. So by humanity, we're going to say the lesser of two evils was what this person just the person who was drinking and driving and killed someone. That's the lesser of two evils out of someone who molested a child, right? But in God's eyes, the wages of sin is death. So I'm just saying, and even in the Lord's eyes, let's just be fair, right? Let's just be fair. Obviously, even in the Lord's eyes, there are some things there are some sins that have deeper consequences than other sins, but it's still evil is evil. Evil is still evil. So, may not like it, but that's where I come from. I gotta get to the store before they close. Okay, I got about 15 minutes. Thanks for the respect. I'm always open to listening. Good. I know you are. We've had conversations. So, drives me crazy when military don't vote. People have died to give people the right to vote. I agree. And like, okay, so here, let me clarify this for people who might be new or people who have not followed me, people who might be diehard core people for Trump and all that type of stuff. I'm not against Trump. I'm not saying I'm against Trump. I'm not saying that. So don't make it sound like I'm against Trump. I'm not against Trump. Oh, super chat. DKGB. God meets people where they are, not where we think they should be. We all have different pathways and different relationships with God. No one, though, is to judge. Thank you for that super chat. God meets people where they are at. Thank you. Have the inflatables been invading the ICE building lately? I do not know, Candace. I haven't been down there in a few weeks. Nothing's really going on. People are protesting. They're not really causing problems with anybody. So it's not like a riot sort of situation, or even at this point, people really messing with the agents, So, have a great evening, everyone, and thank you, Quincy. Please tell your wife and daughter they are in my prayers for the fast healing. I will. Geyer Digital, does everyone know where you're going this next couple weeks? No, they do not. Been raining too sometime. I have told people that I'm going someplace within a few weeks, so if they want to help out, they can. PayPal, Venmo, Cash App, Zelle, buy me a coffee. They can contribute there if they like. I heard President Trump talk about Jesus, and he acknowledged him as God. Every president has done that. Every president has read from their things and talked about God, even Democrats. I don't know if Biden did. Biden did go. He went to church, though. He went to, he went to the mass, the Catholic churches and all that. He did that. He went to churches. Bill Clinton's definitely on a naughty list. See, there goes more of our judgment. See, hey, DK, just be straight up. You said we can't judge, and there we go judging. I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just saying that there's a judgment. See, we do judge. We judge. Thanks for Big Spider Mike says thanks for the attracts morons. Wait, what? Am I going to North Carolina? Oh, attacks. Who's attacking Spider Mike? Why? What's going on? I like my platforms, honestly, you guys, to be able to talk, honestly. I mean, if he attacked me, then you guys could go ahead and attack him. I'm just um Obama had a third term. Oh, with Biden? Yeah. 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 Yep. Yep. I'm learning every day and have so much respect for what you do. Do you believe if you are on a deathbed and ask for forgiveness that you will be forgiven? I think God will show mercy to who he shows mercy to. It's a tough question because I know a lot of people like to use the thief on the cross. Um, thief on the cross was before it was before the cross. It was before the blood was spilled. It was before Jesus says it is finished. So it's a whole different thing. The thief on the cross, when he said, "We remember me," and all that, whole different. It was before the veil was ripped. It was before the blood was shedded. It was before, hey, it is finished. All that. I seen Bill Clinton today said he can't go home. He's scared of what waits for him. That's funny. I will, you guys. I'll add to the wish list. I'll let my mods know. I'll add to the wish list things that we need for what we've had to go through. I don't. Yeah, we've had to throw groceries out. Things were thrown. Yeah, I was telling my wife tonight. I was like, because our garbage comes, they pick up their garbage like on Tuesday morning. Yo, we don't have no room to put more stuff in the garbage. But yeah, so I'll add to the wish list. I might sit. I don't know if I should set up. I don't know if I should do a gifts and go. I don't know. Maybe I could just keep it with the donation links, and if you guys want to add something to the like say, okay, this is for personal fire damage, you could do that with the links if you guys want to do that. Yeah, could do it that way. If instead of like a gives and go, just put something like for fire damage type of thing. Leave Spider Mike alone. We welcome him. Yeah, I mean, I don't. He's not saying anything disrespectful to anybody, so I'm not sure. Like, he's not in here. There's been people, put it this way. He's not trolling anybody. He's being respectful. So like, why not show that respect back? That don't make sense. Like, and if if you know him personally, if you've seen him, then if there's a problem, then maybe you should address it with him. Address it with him when you see him in person. Thanks again. Thanks again for your honest answer, BCP. Think I'll leave chat so doesn't get upset. Happy holidays. All right. Happy holidays to you as well, sir. Thank you for stopping by and joining while you could. Sorry if some hostility was taking place. If there was, whoever was doing it, like I said, if you know Spider Mike and have seen him, then maybe talk to them one-on-one. See if he'll do that. I don't know. He seems pretty reasonable to talk to, in my opinion. The thing is, our judging doesn't matter, right? Our judging doesn't matter. Our judging does not matter. There will be a judgment day, and one man will judge us all. Yes. I'm coming through Idaho on the 28th. I can bring you some supplies for Preacher. If anyone here in Portland has anything and wants to link up before I take off. Sweet. Sweet. I know it's late. Some of my mods, I feel bad, so I probably should get off of here, you guys. I wanted to come on. It's been almost a week, actually. Almost a week. Week tomorrow. I wanted to come on and give you guys like a little update, talk to you guys, let you know what was going on with me, what happened, and talk to you a little bit about the gold card. I'm not going to do a gold card myself, okay? I'm not that special. I'm not going to do a Quincy Lee or the BCP gold card, okay? Now, if you want to do a gold card with your name on it, go ahead. I'm not. So I wanted to talk about that for a little bit, and then plus the, interesting wow moment at Turning Point USA with Nicki Minaj, and then all the other stuff that took place of people slapping people's phones and anti-Israel, for Israel, against Israel, Candace Owens stuff. Just everything is weird, and everything is weird right now. Yeah. So I'm going to continue to do what I do. Let me stay in my lane and do what I do. I'll report, be honest, be fair, or I can be fair and keep my foundation. I agree with you, Tammy S. Just because we have differences, no need to fight, use bad words. It's ridiculous. Correct. I agree 100%. The pendulum always swings. It does. Yes, it does. It always swings. Oh man. And that's a little bit of my concern about what's going to take place in the coming years. Because when that pendulum swings, if y'all thought Let's Go Brandon was bad, wait. Trump is not asking to buy one. It's a symbol of the Trump card. I'm not sure what that is. Yes. So, appreciate you guys for tuning in, watching, being here. Love the chat, love the conversations, love the questions. You are good in debate about things. Am I? I don't know. Maybe. Russell Brand's speech, Glenn Beck's speech, and when Benny Johnson and Jack walked out, that old lady got harassed for wearing a Charlie Kirk shirt. Yeah, those were probably the best ones. I haven't listened to them, but I saw the Benny Johnson piece with the lady. Yeah. Best moments at AmFest, probably, yeah. I probably would agree with that. BCP, have a nice one, brother. Appreciate it. Thank you, Heavy Hook. Russell Brand's a little much. All of a sudden, crazy Christian. Things are going to change. We'll see. We'll see. All right, let me get out of here. Let me bless my mods. Thank you guys for what you guys do. Thank you for looking out. I know you guys are like 3 hours ahead of me. Sorry. I didn't even warn them. I didn't even let them know. I was cleaning all day, you guys. I feel bad. But thank you guys. I love you guys. Love my mods so much. They've been with me since like I had like 1,000 followers. Like seriously, like real talk. Like since I was like a little speck. I'm still a little speck. I'm still a little speck in the grand scheme of things. I'm still small, but they've been with me. I'll come back on before Christmas. Okay, you guys? So let me get out of here. I appreciate you guys. Thank you for the super chats. Thank you for Any donations that came through on PayPal? Let me see. There was one earlier. There's a Venmo. I had to wrap it. Venmo. I had to get the Venmo. I can't see who it is right now. But so thank you for PayPal's, Venmo, Super Chats. Thank you guys. You put 17K people in one room. That's a lot of people, Preacher. Keep doing what you're doing. Thank you. There it is. Private. All right. God bless you guys. I will be back on before Christmas. I'm not going to say what day. Might be tomorrow. Might be Tuesday. But before Thursday, I'll be back on. All right, you guys. God bless you guys. Have a great night.